All right, Drake Football Postgame here with head coach Todd Stepsis, Davion, Cherwin, and Tyler Radocha. We'll start with you, Coach. Just kind of talk about the day, how things unfolded out there, and your thoughts here after we sit after the victory.
I think anytime you win, you don't necessarily dwell on the negatives. So you look up at the scoreboard and you see 19 zip. So two thoughts really cross your mind. Number one, love seeing the goose egg from the defense. It's hard to get a shutout, and we've had a couple now here in the last few years, and just a hats off to their performance, and they earned it too. That team that they had a slippery quarterback that extended drives, extended plays, and I just love the attitude and never give up mentality out outside the ball. And then you look at the 19 and you think, man, that it probably could have been double that, maybe more. And so just missed opportunities. But at the end of the day, you'll cherish the wins. It's something that I learned early in my career. Where you win and you thought you could have done better, and then you kind of focus on that as opposed to thinking, man, it's hard to win a college football game. And so just excited for these guys. They keep showing up to work, they keep giving it all they got, and they keep coming out on top. Man, I'm real proud of them.
Another kind of slower start. Obviously, there was some fluke plays there in that first quarter, the first half. How do you kind of manufacture rhythm after not getting out of the gates hot?
Yeah, we've tried a couple things on that. The bummer there is we lost a possession early. I think that anytime that happens, it's hard to shake that. So all of a sudden, the back of your mind is like, okay, instead of 12 possessions, now we're down one, and so you start to think about, we better make this one count, and you probably put too much pressure on the next play or the next play. So I think it's just going back to the basics. I think there's a lot of things that were under our control that were just a lack of focus, lack of concentration, and maybe that's coming out of the bye week. I'm not really sure, but we'll keep working as a coaching staff. What can we do to maybe have some better openers or give our guys a better opportunity to make some of those automatics, because boy, there was a lot of bright spots out there, just unfortunately didn't have the points to back it up.
And you mentioned Marist's effort. Obviously, they come in winless in conference play and overall. What's the approach? When on paper you're probably favored by how many and whatnot, but it's a quality football team and a well-coached football team, despite what the record shows. So what's the approach, to get the guys, up for a game that's others might not be as excited for?
Yeah, that's easier said than done, but these guys know that I'm not an outcome guy. So I like the day-to-day, I like the play-to-play, I like the work that we put in, and not really focusing on the outcome of a game. The scoreboard doesn't matter until the end. Well, the record, in my opinion, doesn't matter. What's on tape? What do you watch? And so we turn these guys on tape. It's like, man, they've got some playmakers on offense. They got a defense that runs and hits, and they're a solid ball club. And just you look at their record. Unfortunately, they haven't had the bounces maybe go their way. But when you look at the process and what they've put it on their resume, sure they haven't won any games yet, but it doesn't mean they're a bad team. And so I think that's just continuing to focus on us. We want to play to our level, not necessarily anybody else's level, and our level's been pretty good when we've been on. So continuing just to focus on that, and whoever we're playing, it doesn't matter who we're playing, where we're playing them. It's Drake football, and that's what we're going to focus on.
Coach mentioned the the shutout for you guys in terms of the defensive player here. Yeah. What's that like from the player's perspective? It's the first Drake shutout since blanking Marist 7-0 in 2021. So what's that kind of feel like, and at what point of the game do you start thinking, like, let's keep him out of the end zone?
I mean, I think, from the jump, we try to keep him out of the end zone. We knew going in that they were a 4-down team, just, kind of with their kicking situation. But, they drove down a couple times, and we just knew we had to keep playing, keep pushing, and we'd get that 0. And, definitely a long time coming. I know me and everyone else out there is just super happy to do it for Coach Smith, Coach Bud, all the rest of the guys that put in a bunch of work to put us in the best spot to be successful. So it's a good feeling.
Obviously had a bye week in between. It's now 2 straight games that you've had a blocked field goal. Obviously the one at Presbyterian, maybe a little bit more important in crunch time still, but like kept the shutout going
Yep.
and kept Marist off the scoreboard. So kind of talk through that. Is it chance? Is it skill? Some combination of both? What's going through your head in that situation?
I know it's me that's squeaking through and throwing an arm up and getting the block, but it takes all 11. We have Sebastian Adamski, who's on the inside of me, who's freeing up that first inside gap, and we saw things in the last couple of weeks that we knew we'd be able to take advantage of, and just working in tandem, all 11 guys, it's worked out pretty well the last couple of weeks. So.
And Davion, we'll turn to you now. Kind of talking about the slop of your first quarter and whatnot, some miscues on both sides of the ball. Again, from the player's perspective, we heard Coach talk about not focusing on the outcomes and just sticking with the process like that. Does that get translated to the players too, to just kind of keep their head down and keep working?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Stepp does a great job of just kind of saying, like, take it snap by snap at a time. Of course, we didn't convert on some plays, but still, Coach Stepp, all the other coaches, and all of our captains on offense too tell, just, play by play, like whatever happens, but, play at 100%. If you fail, at least you're failing at 100%, so it's definitely well communicated.
And you guys have a pretty deep running back room, so a lot of the individual numbers aren't incredibly staggering from a yardage standpoint, but time and time again, whether it's you or Luke Woodson or Tosh Hughes making plays out of the backfield, people step up and make big plays at big times. So what's the kind of camaraderie like amongst you and the rest of your running backs, and why do you think it is that you're always just there to make a play when they need it?
I think it's just attributed to the work that we put in the off season and just the work we put in practice. We're all always locked in. We're always asking questions. We're always trying to go the extra mile, and it shows. So I just feel like that just shows it's kind of like our culture as a group. We try and go the extra mile. So yeah.
He's pretty fast too.
And last one, Coach, obviously celebrate this one a little bit, but peeking forward just a little, road trip up to St. Thomas next weekend. Obviously that's a really quality football team. Could be some snow on the ground up there. What's it going to take? Obviously, this week through preparation and whatnot. What are you guys thinking about for St. Thomas?
It's going to be a physical game. They're one of the tougher teams in our league. They like to run the ball. They stop the run really well. They play good defense. Kicking game's really good. So, well coached, talented. They're always near the top of our league for a reason. And our guys are going to be ready for that. They're going to be ready for a 4-quarter game, a 15-round heavyweight fight. That's just kind of how it always is with these guys. So, just making sure that we're ready for that, that we're expecting that. But, at the same time, it's kind of we've transitioned to that's what we expect every week. So every week we're going to get everybody's best that they have. And so, again, it's about us. It's about us playing to our level and not to anybody else's level or comparing ourselves to anybody. It's about us and how we attack each day, each play, and Davion hit on it, man. One snap at a time, good or bad. The only thing that matters is the next play, and so that's we'll attack it that way. So, hopefully these guys enjoy themselves tonight and enjoy the win, and then come Sunday, we got to have a great lift and a great learning session to make sure that some of the mistakes we made today don't happen again next week.
Awesome. Congrats, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good job, fellas.
Thank you.